Blessed one, it's good to have you again. Here we go. So, like we talked about in the last episode, I made mention of the human mind, how that the human can never be without mind. And the mind, not just a mind like that, a mind that's predisposed to thoughts and ideas, imagination. So, we continue from there. So, in your father's house, in my father's house, there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would not have told you. I go to prepare a place for you, which is from John 14, second verse from the Holy Scriptures, which is the Bible. Why do you find it difficult to live? Sometimes humans find it difficult to go to live by times. It seems sometimes like you're fighting yourself living, like you are not in atonement with life itself. Sometimes it seems like you are not so contented. So you have a disdain for this kind of life you live. You see some kind of irritation when you deal with some humans and you deal with some circumstances. So you ask yourself, why human? Why do I need to be human? Was it necessary for God to have created humans, or for him to have even created the whole world and created things that we see, that we feel? Was it necessary, or was it God was just interested in making people feel pain and God through pain, when he knew a whole lot that the mind of a man was to go through pain? So why do you find it difficult to live? Your cells reject the kind of existence that is here around you. It is so disparaging. All that you are surrounded by in space, the people, the empty ambitions, the noise, the horror is indiscriminately squalid. That is, it is so mundane. It is so shallow to you. You're so indifferent to it. So you have those noise, those empty ambitions, and all that tempers a lot about you. There are a lot of things too that calm you down, and sometimes the ones that make you go agog, the ones that give you terror. So, but you have to transcend all of that earlier than time, because that is the preparation for the kingdom. This is the place where you have to transcend earlier than time. You need to be prepared for it. So that's why you need to work on your mind. That's why the mind is a major thing. A man has to work on. You say renew your mind. Renew your mind and study to show yourself approved. What is knowledge? Knowledge should transform you from that dirigible thing that was lumped out of a clay into a glorified being in the human self, in your flesh. Because that's the battle, and that's when you prepare for the kingdom. So you should transcend all of that earlier than time. You are pure awareness. You should know that you are pure awareness beyond your body, the vessel, beyond the things you see, the things you hear, the noises around you, and the squalid, indiscriminate things that tempers you to, that gives you joy, that gives you happiness. All is awareness. So you should transcend that and know on time that is awareness. So space is just an illusion, time likewise, and it blindfolds human. That's what blindfolds, we get too much attached to it. You have not seen all that you have to see and know yet, so you can't stop counting things. So you need to grow into measure of things, into time, into space, and that's an illusion. So because you can't do things, you can't stop counting them, because your mind is keep taking those things in. Like I put into this book in a particular part where it still talked about the philosophy of pain. So this illusion of gaining more things, counting more things, comes with pain. Feeling new space comes with pain, because that is truth. You have not seen all that you need to see and know yet, so you can't stop counting things. Things appear, things disappear, but they are not real, because they are all awareness and consciousness. However, you do not have to shun the gathering of things. That does not make them non-existent. You only have to wake up, open your eyes, and see there are no things. Consciousness is all that the energy playing in those frequencies are putting before you in different forms. It is quite unbearable for our states, but the identity that you bear is from God. The human identity, you, God, and man, is from God. So you are not less whatsoever. You're not less of God. You're not less of consciousness. Love is Christ winding up, because love is the purity of the creation, the one that brings everything back to God, that lures everything back to God, that connects everything back to God, that fellowship of everything, every space, every time, every illusion, every consciousness, that links everything back to consciousness, that links everything back to God. That is love, and love was why God created a fellowship. That was fast winding up right from the place of Eden, which was a good place that God created in the heart of a man, the abode of God. The above of love, the enemy of love appear to brandish the power to be the mind, to trick the mind, to manipulate the mind. So a weak mind that did not test for the Creator was compelled by the impostor of the mind. So someone impersonated the mind and gave it the knowledge of good and evil in order to differentiate between members of the same body. And that the truth that God told them that all is one could be a lie, and that the reality could be a sham. Even the man who saw the place of his mind in learning to act upon things, he would know a right not to budge at every craving desire and every pleasant attempt to lure him into an abominable, which will stop at nothing in playing his mind against his heart. Thank you. See you next episode.